Okay, that was just, I guess, lazy writing? I mean, let's talk about Cinta's death. What the heck? It's like they decided, okay, Cinta dies, and then they have to come up with this absolutely dumbest way. I mean, it's one thing that she died by friendly fire, but she died because some guy who is actually on their side approached and they fought over a gun, and he ended up helping them anyway by carrying Cinta. What the heck? That makes zero sense. I mean, he was on their side. He was the one who was the most passionate in their meeting about the empire and what they're doing. I am just this is obviously lazy writing because they decided that Cinta had to die, but then they couldn't figure out a good way to do it because, well, the Empire isn't involved, at least not yet. So they had to, like I said, not just friendly fire, but stupid fire. So, of course, the kid is now going to be scarred for life and he's crying uncontrollably, which, yeah, duh. And of course, Val is super pissed because she was in love with Cinta. Again, perfectly reasonable. What isn't reasonable is how this happened. Because again, the guy he was fighting over the gun with was actually on their side. I mean, it's not like um some random person who saw his gun and thought that he was doing his civic duty of trying to disarm him, or, an Imperial who happened to be walking by, which obviously they wouldn't be because this was all a setup. But oh my god, that was so dumb. Cinta, what did they think? Okay, we want Cinta to die. What is the dumbest way we can think of how to kill her? Actually, there was a bit of a twist though, because I thought it was going to be Vel, because Mon mentioned she couldn't get a hold of her cousin, and she wanted to send a message to her, just simply that she's worried about her because she hasn't heard from her in a while. And so I thought that this was the death knell for Vel. And no, it wasn't the death knell for her. It was for Cinta. So, Cinta was actually um my pick for being Cassian's sister. Um Simply because of the line that she said, "Sometimes I don't know who I am anymore." And I'm just like, ooh, they're implying that Cinta could be Cassian's lost sister. And then they kill her off. Nice. And like I said, dumbest way possible. So, Vel is super pissed. God knows who else she's gonna take this out on. If she's gonna take it out on Luthen, on Cassian, on well, she already took it out on that kid who's already feeling like shit. And she's like, "Don't cry, don't cry." It's like, this is gonna be with you forever. Why shouldn't he cry? He's obviously upset. What is he supposed to say? "Oh yeah, I meant to do that." How would that be better? I mean, we already know she doesn't like him from the very beginning. So yeah, this. And then we have Cassian being super pissed off at Luthen because he dared to talk to Bix when Cassian wasn't there. I mean, I understand that she's kind of freaked out about having men around her, but I'm pretty sure that's just Imperials. I don't think she's freaked out about Luthen. I mean, she even stopped him from taking her drugs. So, obviously not. So that was just bizarre. I mean, he's just being way too overly protective. I understand protecting her from actual problems, but I mean, I guess he gave her therapy in the end because they put the doctor in his own torture device, but then they blew everything up. I mean, make him suffer the way she suffered. How can you do that if he's blown to bits? I mean, granted, does he deserve to be blown to bits? Absolutely. Um, but if you're gonna torture him. Don't, do 2 seconds of torture and then death, instant death. Ugh. So yeah, Bix was happy, so hopefully she won't need the drugs. Hopefully this is the therapy she needs to go on with her life, because she doesn't have to, worry about him being around every corner. But at the same time, okay. So, So the other thing that happened is, well, before I get to the big one, Clea trying really, really hard and bloodying her hand to get the device. Now, I don't know if she were smart, she would have switched them around. And he could have gotten the device because he wouldn't need as much cover, simply because, well, in theory, he's stronger than her. I mean, he should have been able to get it out himself without any problems, and it wouldn't be as much of what's the word? So, not just dramatic, but so, basically you're wondering if she's going to get it off on time. And, so yeah, I would have switched them around, and because, like I said, he probably wouldn't have to be trying so hard to remove it. So I wouldn't be going, and people would be wondering what the fuck's going on over there. He would have gotten it out, you would think, a lot easier. And he wouldn't be drawing blood, which, how literally nobody noticed. I mean, did Clea she was like this, so maybe she covered up the fact that she was bleeding. And it wasn't to the point that she was dripping blood. But otherwise, it's like, how does nobody notice dripping blood? But anyway. So Clea got some decent action in this one because of the let's try to remove the listening device while all the bad guys are right there. So why she didn't do that before anybody was there, that would have made sense. But no, she's doing it then. So the big reveal, though, besides Luthen being so disappointed in Cassian for giving up on the Gorman dipshits, because like I said, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but what the fuck just happened? They were doing just fine, too. I was impressed. Until dipshits will dipshit. That was just bizarre. But anyway. So, Luthen is upset, which is probably why he sent Vel and Cinta to Gorman, because he wanted somebody to actually help them. Which I guess Cassian wasn't supposed to anyway, because Luthen even said he was late to their rendezvous. So he was never the one who was gonna help them anyway. Um let's see. So now let's get to the main big reveal. So Cyril is doing his job, which, why is he breathing heavy? He's just looking through binoculars. Why is he acting like he's part of the fight, or that he just ran a marathon? That was so weird. So, so he's telling them what's going on. But Tarkin tells Dedra that you cannot tell Cyril what's actually going on, which adds to my belief that he's totally going to turn towards the Resistance. Now, what is actually happening, I do not know, because it sounds like they're doing what Cyril thought they were doing, which is, letting them get confidence by, doing this, getting off this mission on the Empire, except for that, let's come up with this strange scenario so we can kill Cinta. It was just, but otherwise, things happened the way they wanted it to. The Empire would be seen to be inept, and the rebels seem like they know what they're doing, so they're going to be overly confident, so the next time something happens, they can easily round them up. So I wonder what exactly Tarkin and Deirdre are doing that they can't tell Cyril. And like I said, it's probably going to be something that will turn him to the Resistance. Because anyone who knows anything about extremism, you go from one extreme to the other. You don't go from one extreme to the middle of the road. You go from one extreme to the other. So he's going to go from model fascist to Saw Gerrera. He's totally going that direction. It's just a matter of what sets him off. What is it that makes him lose faith in the Empire? And probably it's going to be in tandem with him losing faith in Dedra, because she lied to him. But we don't know what the lie is. So obviously, we're going to revisit Gorman in next week's set of episodes. Again, I don't know I don't think that this is going to, that Gorman isn't going to end in the fourth week. I think it's going to end in next week's episodes, simply because we need Cyril to turn. Now, I guess he could still remain on Gorman. That's possible. Or it's possible that he'll, join the Resistance and go on a mission. Whether he survives said mission is a different story, but I'm thinking that they're going to actually show him joining the Resistance and helping out in some way. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's see here. Now, they did say at the party that they should talk to the children. And of course, implying that they're not there. So, I'm kind of bummed, because it would have been nice to see how they're doing. Are they actually happy? Or are they already on the Mon Mothma Perrin trajectory of not wanting to have anything to do with each other? They just go their separate ways, and outside of, you know, it being a duty to make babies, they probably want no contact with each other. We don't know. We do not know. It's implied that they're still happily together, but we do not know the specifics. So it would be nice to know. Because Mon Mothma ended up the way she is in Rogue One for a reason. And I don't think it's just because the Resistance killed her childhood friend, because that would, I don't know, make me less likely to want to run the Resistance as she does. So it's got to be something else. Let's see, what else is there about this episode? I think I covered everything I wanted to this episode. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.